Welcome to the Intelligent IP training series. My name is Seth, and today we're going to be talking about the Supervisor portal inside of the call center from BroadSoft. The URL that you need to go to log into this Supervisor portal will be put in the description below, but you can also see it in my URL here. Your credentials are the same credentials you will use to log into your user in the admin portal. You can receive those credentials from the orders or implementation department. If you need that information, please contact them. Once you click sign in, you'll see the Supervisor client load here, and you've got lots of different options. Here on the left-hand side of the screen is the way that we can interact with these phone calls. So this is called the call console, and this is an enabler to your primary device. For me, I have a desk phone on my desk, and this will allow me to be able to control the calls going into and out of that phone, but it is not a phone in and of itself. So keep that in mind. If I want to initiate a call via that device, I can enter a phone number here. I can click redial, and you can hear it initiate that call on my desk phone. Again, this is not a device. This is merely a call enabler and allows you to have control over those calls. You'll see here in the center is the contacts and specifically the agents that I am supervising. If I click on Abundio here, I can see his direct phone number. I can see the call center that he is a part of. I can even see his skill level if skill levels are enabled. In our call center, we don't have skill levels enabled. With the ACD button, I've got the ability to change his status. With call, I've got the ability to initiate a phone call to him. And with queue, I can add and remove him from different queues here with this pop-up. You'll also see on the right-hand side that these are the call centers, the queues that I am supervising. Currently, there are no calls waiting in these queues. And you can see the phone number that those queues have initiated from, and you can see any calls that might have been called into and stacked up on. Let's see if we can get a call to come into this call center for us so that we can do some testing and show you how it functions. You can see here we now have Nicole and Seth have called into this queue, and you can see the phone numbers that they've called in from. If I right-click on Seth here, if I click on Seth here, I can see that there's no priority 0, position 2, and the call center it's a part of. If I want to reorder this call and push it to the top, I can click reorder and click send to front, or I can click reorder and say send to back. Got the ability to have control over the calls that are in the queue. The other thing I can do is retrieve these calls. So if I want to have this conversation, I can click retrieve here, which again initiates a call to my primary device, which is my desk phone. I can answer that call, and by answering that call then you can see that I've got control of that call here in the call console. I have recording enabled on my user, so I can click record and start that recording. I can hold that call here, I can end that call, or I can trace that call, which gives me a little bit more function of seeing where that call is coming from. So if I have this conversation and I say, all right, I need to push this call to a different location, I can do so merely by putting an extension here in the call console section. So I'm going to push this one back to this call center, and I know that that extension is 4307. I can click transfer, and that call gets pushed out to that queue. That person then hears all of the recordings inside of that queue, all of the prompt messages, and they are legitimately put back into that queue. If I want that to be the next call answered, click on that call, click reorder, send to front, and the next available agent will receive that call. And you can see that I've got the hold timer here, how long they've been inside of these different queues, and I can see how long they've been stacked up. I also have a little bit more information on the queues themselves. Here I've got it set to normal service mode. I can see that there are 3 queued calls and the queued length, and I can see that there's 10 calls that can be in the queue. The other things that we can look at from this particular portal are the reporting button here and the dashboard button. We'll cover those in a later video. Thank you for watching our training today, and if you have any questions, leave a comment below. Thanks.